وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا هود عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إبراهيم عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا صالح عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يونس عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا أيوب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يعقوب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يوسف عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا موسى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا هارون عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعيب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إسماعيل عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا داود عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا سليمان عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا زكريا عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يحيى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا أرميا عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعياء عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إلياس عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا اليسع عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا ذو الكفل عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يوشع عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وعلى جميع النبيين والمرسلين أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد نبيك عدد ما خلقته من قبل أن تكون السماء مبنية والأرض مدحية والجبال مرسية والبحار مجرأة والعيون منفجرة والأنهار منهمرة والشمس مضحية والقمر مضيئا والكواكب مستنيرة، كنت حيث كنت لا يعلم أحد حيث كنت إلا أنت وحدك لا شريك لك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد حلمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد علمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كلماتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد نعمتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء عرشك، وصل على سيدنا محمد زينة عرشك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما جرى به القلم في الكتاب، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في 7 سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما أنت خالق فيهن إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل قطرة قطرت من سماواتك إلى أرضك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من يسبحك ويهللك ويكبرك ويعظمك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد أنفاسهم وألفاظهم، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل نسمة خلقتها فيهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد السحاب الجارية، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد الرياح الذارية من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما هبت عليه الرياح وحركته من الأغصان والأشجار والأوراق والثمار وجميع ما خلقت على أرضك وما بين سماواتك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد نجوم السماء من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك مما حملت وأقلت من قدرتك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في 7 بحارك مما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت وما أنت خالقه فيها إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ملء 7 بحارك، وصل على سيدنا محمد زنة 7 بحارك مما حملت وأقلت من قدرتك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد أمواج بحارك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد الرمل والحصى في مستقر الأرضين وسهلها وجبالها من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد اضطراب المياه العذبة والملحة من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقته على جديد أرضك في مستقر الأرضين شرقها وغربها سهلها وجبالها وأوديتها وطريقها وعامرها وغامرها إلى سائر ما خلقته عليها وما فيها ومدر وحجر من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي عدد نبات الأرض من قبلتها وشرقها وغربها وسهلها وجبالها وأوديتها وأشجارها وثمارها وأوراقها وزروعها وجميع ما يخرج من نباتها وبركاتها من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت من الجن والإنس والشياطين وما أنت خالقه منهم إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل شعرة في أبدانهم وفي وجوههم وعلى رؤوسهم منذ خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد خفقان الطير وطيران الجن والشياطين من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل بهيمة خلقتها على جديد أرضك من صغير أو كبير في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها من إنسها وجنها ومما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد خطاهم على وجه الأرض من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد من يصلي عليه، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد من لم يصل عليه، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد القطر والمطر والنبات، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل شيء. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد في الليل إذا يغشى، وصل على سيدنا محمد في النهار إذا تجلى، وصل على سيدنا محمد في الآخرة والأولى، وصل على سيدنا محمد شابا زكيا، وصل على سيدنا محمد كهلا مرضيا، وصل على سيدنا محمد منذ كان في المهد صبيا، وصل على سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من الصلاة شيء. اللهم وأعط سيدنا محمدا المقام المحمود الذي وعدته، الذي إذا قال صدقته وإذا سأل أعطيته. اللهم وأعظم برهانه وشرف بنيانه وأبلج حجته وبين فضيلته. اللهم وتقبل شفاعته في أمته، واستعملنا بسنته، وتوفنا على ملته، واحشرنا في زمرته وتحت لوائه، واجعلنا من رفقائه، وأوردنا حوضه، واسقنا بكأسه، وانفعنا بمحبته، اللهم آمين. وأسألك بأسمائك التي دعوتك بها أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد عدد ما وصفت ومما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت، أن ترحمني وتتوب علي وتعافيني من جميع البلاء والبلوى، وأن تغفر لي وترحم المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات، وأن تغفر لعبدك المذنب الخاطئ الضعيف، وأن تتوب عليه إنك غفور رحيم. اللهم آمين يا رب العالمين. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: من قرأ هذه الصلاة مرة واحدة كتب الله له ثواب حجة مقبولة وثواب من أعتق رقبة، من ولد إسماعيل عليه السلام. فيقول الله تعالى: يا ملائكتي هذا عبد من عبادي أكثر الصلاة على حبيبي محمد، فوعزتي وجلالي ووجودي ومجدي وارتفاعي لأعطينه بكل حرف صلى قصرا في الجنة، وليأتيني يوم القيامة تحت لواء الحمد نور وجهه كالقمر ليلة البدر وكفه في كف حبيبي محمد. هذا لمن قالها كل يوم جمعة له هذا الفضل، والله ذو الفضل العظيم. اللهم إني أسألك بحق ما حمل كرسيك من عظمتك وقدرتك وجلالك وبهائك وسلطانك، وبحق اسمك المخزون المكنون الذي سميت به نفسك وأنزلته في كتابك واستأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك، أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك. وأسألك باسمك الذي إذا دعيت به أجبت، وإذا سئلت به أعطيت. وأسألك باسمك الذي وضعته على الليل فأظلم، وعلى النهار فاستنار، وعلى السماوات فاستقلت، وعلى الأرض فاستقرت، وعلى الجبال فرست، وعلى الصعبة فذلت، وعلى ماء السماء فسكبت، وعلى ماء السحاب فأمطرت. وأسألك بما سألك به سيدنا محمد نبيك، وأسألك بما سألك
Resul-i Ekrem ve Nebi Muhterem sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem Efendimiz Hazretlerinin aziz, pak, münevver, mutahhar ruh-u şeriflerine salavat-ı şerifi getirenlerin ahir ve akıbetleri hayrola. Âl-i ezvacı, tahiret evladı Resul-i Eshab-ı Efendilerimizin ve sair enbiya-i izam ve Resul-u Fiyan hazıratın ervah-ı şeriflerine Pirimiz Bilal-i Habeş radıyallahu anh Efendimizin, Şeyhimiz Sahib-ü Seyf, Şeyh Abdülkerim el-Kıbrıser Rabbani Hazretlerinin ve alel-husus bu caminin banisi ve bugüne kadar içerisinden gelmiş geçmiş imam mezzin kandılarının ve kahve ehli imanın ervahı için Allah rızası için el-Fatiha. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. İnnallâhe ve melâketehu yusallûne alen-nebi. Ya eyyühellezîne âmenû sallû aleyhi ve sellimû teslîmâ. Allahümme salli alâ seyyidina Muhammed ve alâ ali seyyidina Muhammed. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü en la ilahe أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
لا إله إلا الله سيدنا مولانا محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. نحمد الله تعالى ونستغفره ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له نشهد أن سيدنا محمد وعبده وحبيبه ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأزواجه وصحبه التابعين خلفاء الراشدين المهديين من بعده زمت على تحقيق عظمه علامة خلفاء رسول الله على تحقيق أمراء المؤمنين حضرة أبو بكر وعثمان وعلي وعلى بقية صحابة التابعين رضوان الله تعالى عليهم أجمعين. يا أيها المؤمنون الحاذرون اتقوا الله تعالى وإن الله مع الذين اتقوا الذين هم محسنون. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All praises are due to Allah, the Lord of the universes. All praises are due to Allah, who says in the Holy Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, the commandment of Allah will come to pass. Do not then seek to hasten it. Glorified and exalted is He above all that they associate with Him. He sends down the angels with the spirit of His command to such of His servants as He pleases, telling them, warn mankind that there is no Allah but me, so keep your duty unto me. He has created the heavens and the earth with truth. High be He, exalted above all that they associate with Him. He created man from a sperm drop, and look, this same man becomes an open enemy. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. May all peace and blessings be upon the giver of glad tidings and the warner, the master of the first and the last, the imam of the two Qiblas, our intercessor in the two worlds, the grandfather of Hassan and Hussein, Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. And may peace and blessings be upon his noble family and blessed companions, especially upon the four Khulafa Rashidin, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrat Umar Faruq, Hazrat Osman al-Ghani, and Hazrat Ali al-Murtaza, and all those who follow them until the last day. O believers, today is the last Jummah of Jamad al-Awwal. Inshallah Rahman, in a few days we will enter to Jamad al-Akhir, and then the months of Rajab, Sha'ban, and Ramazan will make their blessed and holy entrance into our lives again. Believers must be aware of the days that are passing and the breaths that are passing. We must be preparing for those days and intend now to enter them to run in the service of our Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. O believers, never forget that this is the Akhir Zaman. This is the time that mankind as a whole is entering to the slavery of shaitan and running top speed to enter into the hellfire. Our Shaykh, Sahib al-Saif, Shaykh Abdul Karim al-Kibrisi Rabbani Qadasallahu Sir, is saying, in the 21st century, people are egoistic, selfish, and stubborn. They are running fast forward to enter into the fire. It's like a scorpion. If a scorpion is running, moving to go into the fire, and you put your hand to try to stop it, it's not going to stop. It's going to bite your hand, and it's going to enter to that fire. 21st century people became very arrogant, very stubborn. As the Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, the second Jahiliyyah is going to be worse than the first one. In Akhir Zaman, there's going to be a second Jahiliyyah, a second age of ignorance that is going to be worse than the first one. The friends of Allah, we are speaking from the words of the beloved of Allah, We are living in the second Jahiliyyah. We are living in a time when mankind is reverting to the practices of earlier nations that were destroyed for it and perished by the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in reality, we are living in a time that mankind is becoming even worse than those nations. The Holy Prophet ﷺ told us about all these events 1400 years ago. And for 1400 years, the friends of Allah and the scholars have been warning us about this, except for this century. He ﷺ said, "My nation will be afflicted by the diseases of the previous nations: excessive amusement, ungratefulness, division, competition for worldly gain, hatred, greed, until there is taking of rights that is followed by chaos." And he ﷺ also said, "Among the signs of the hour are the reduction of knowledge, the rising of ignorance, the commonness of adultery, and the abundance of women and lack of men, such that 50 women will be maintained by a single man." The signs of Qiyamah are happening in front of us. But the Muslims are sleeping. The leaders of the Muslims are sleeping. We are seeing that society, a civilization, is running back to barbarism, to the practices of earlier nations that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroyed. And we are sleeping. Even worse, we are seeing that Muslims are supporting this return to Jahiliyyah. Look at this century. Openly, the politicians and the governors and the legislators are promoting and talking about ripping babies out of the womb and killing them, or saying that we should give the baby a lethal injection in the womb, then let the mother deliver the dead baby, or saying we should deliver the baby and then we should let it die. And Muslims are putting on their Facebook for the whole world to see, to bear witness. They are putting it on Facebook and Twitter saying, this is right. Muslims are saying we are pro-choice. Muslims are saying we are pro-abortion. MashaAllah. They have forgotten that the anger of Allah is real. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has talked about this crime, which was common in the first Jahiliyyah. In the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in some of the most frightening ayats of the whole Quran, is saying, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. When the sun is overthrown, when the stars fall, and when the mountains vanish, and when the she-camels, 10 months pregnant, are left untended, and when the wild beasts are herded together, and when the oceans boil over with a swell, and when the souls are sorted out, and when the little girl who was buried alive is asked for what crime she was killed, and when the scrolls are laid open, and when the sky is torn away, and when hell is lighted, and when paradise is brought near, then every soul will know what it has brought with it. Sadaqallah al-Azim. These laws that are being written in the books, celebrating the killing of innocent ones, protected ones, they will be open on the Day of Judgment, and those who sign their names in support must answer to Allah. We are not the first humans who live on earth. We are not the first humans to build buildings. We are not the first humans to make laws. So many nations came before us. As Shaykh Effendi is saying, don't think that the world has never seen such things like this before, the buildings or anything that people are building today. The world has seen all these things before too, and everything came to an end. The people built before us, They built better world in luxury ways, in art and in every way, but it came to an end. It disappeared. It fell into the oceans, and it disappeared into the oceans. 21st century man has not reached anywhere except in arrogance, which is reaching all the way to the skies. When those nations disobeyed Allah and took rights and became rebellious, they were all destroyed. Look at the people of Ad and Samud, two nations that built great, strong societies. What happened to them? Allah is saying in the Holy Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, as for Ad, they were arrogant in the land against all truth and reason and said, who is superior to us in strength? What? Did they not see that Allah who created them was superior to them in strength? But they continued to reject our signs. So we sent against them a furious wind through days of disaster, that we may give them a taste of the penalty of humiliation in this life. But the penalty of the Akhirat will be more humiliating still. And they will find no help. As for Samud, we gave them guidance, but they preferred blindness to guidance. So the stunning punishment of humiliation seized them because of what they had earned. But we saved those who believed and used to fear Allah. Sadaqallah Azim. O believers, we are living in a time when mankind is fulfilling the prophecy of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, who said, verily among the words people obtain from the prophets are this: mankind is living right now, fulfilling what the Prophet is saying. Verily among the words people obtain from the prophets are this: if you feel no shame, then do as you wish. We are living in an era of complete shamelessness. Everyone is taught to do what they want, when they want, however they want. The desire is left completely unchecked. We are living in an era of ego worship. Man was not created to worship his ego. Mankind was created to know Allah and to worship Allah. We have a spirit that wants to return back to Allah. But until we understand the evil of our ego, until we understand the shamelessness of our ego, until we understand the danger of our ego, we cannot know our spirit and we cannot know Allah. Our Shaykh is saying, we have to know what the ego is. If you're understanding what the ego is and what the traps and the tricks of the ego are, then you start discovering what the spirit is and what the spirit is for. We have to know what the ego is to be able to understand what the spirit is and where the spirit is taking you. No man in this world goes to a beautiful place, a nice clean place, and says, I don't like this. I like to live inside a sewer. No man. But usually the majority of the men are running towards the sewer. Allah says, I have prepared for you paradise. Paradise is what it means. You cannot give any explanation to it. And it is the most beautiful thing that you cannot even imagine. He says, and I've prepared for you palaces in the paradise, and I have prepared for you life. You think that your ego is enjoying this life for a split second. That's nothing compared to the life that I have prepared for you there. But you have to pass through certain levels to appreciate and to understand what I'm giving to you. Otherwise, man is not understanding. This understanding of the ego, this is what we must focus on. Holy Prophet ﷺ said very clearly, whoever knows himself, whoever knows his nafs, man arafa nafsahu, knows his Lord, faqad arafa rabbahu. This is our job. This is fulfilling the reason of our creation. And we must understand that if that ego is left to do whatever he wants, it is the most dangerous enemy to us. As Hazrati Hassan al-Basri radiallahu anh said, your enemy is not that one that you are freed from if you kill him. No, your true enemy is the ego that is between your two sides. And in this era, we're even in greater danger because the untrained, wild ego is going to lead us towards Dajjal. And the whole world is preparing and has prepared for Dajjal and for our ego. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said, whoever hears of the Dajjal should run away from him. Wallahi, a man will go to Dajjal thinking himself to be a believer, but then will follow him because of the doubts he will present. Are we understanding how dangerous this is? Are we understanding that the time of Dajjal and the fitna of Dajjal, it is the end point of human history? We are seeing the rise of Dajjal and the construction of his system right in front of our eyes, especially in the few years that Shaykh Effendi had left this world and Shaykh Maulana was veiled from this world. But even believers now, we are taking it as something common. We are not running away from Dajjal and his system. Dajjal and his system is the most dangerous thing in the history of mankind. Who is saying this? The Holy Prophet ﷺ said, nothing between the creation of Adam until the judgment day, nothing between the creation of Adam until the judgment day is more severe than the matter of Dajjal. Yet who is concentrating on this? If anyone has doubt that we are in the age of Dajjal, then let them know that the silence of the scholars and the so-called sheikhs and the imams and the da'is and the preachers and the ustaz and the madrasas, that their silence is a proof for Dajjal. And those who speak now are being silenced by regimes that are supporting it. Because Holy Prophet ﷺ said, Dajjal will not appear until the people have stopped mentioning him, such that even the imams on the mimbars will stop talking about him. Holy Prophet ﷺ was warning about Dajjal. He was warning about Dajjal so much that the Sahaba Kiram thought he was going to emerge in their own lifetimes. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, all the prophets, even Nuh alayhi salam, warned their nations about Dajjal. But now in the Akhir Zaman, we find that the leaders of the Ummah, they have stopped warning the nation about Dajjal. Hazrat Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anh is describing the age we are living in now, saying, how will you be when you are suffering from trials that make the young grow old and the old grow senile? And the people will say the sunnah has been changed. It will be when you have many reciters, but few people of understanding, and many leaders, but few of them who are trustworthy, and people run after the world using the actions of the Akhirat. And the Prophet of Allah speaks the truth. O believers, the matter of Dajjal, the matter of the ego, this is not a game. If you let that ego rule you and you become your master, you will follow Dajjal. May Allah protect us. But if you rule your ego and become its master, you will know your spirit and you will return to your Lord. This is what is at stake. If that is the seriousness of the matter, then the only important question is, How do we save ourselves? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has answered this in the Holy Quran saying, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Follow those who ask you no fee and are themselves rightly guided. Run away from those ones who are asking something from you. And run towards those ones who are calling people to safety. Run towards those ones who are like Nuh alayhi salam, calling people to the ship, saying the flood is about to come. Because the Holy Prophet ﷺ had said that in the end of times, his Ahlul Bayt is like the ship of Nuh alayhi salam. Run after the ones who are going to teach you how to hold on fast to the Sunnah, who are going to protect the Sunnah, who will lay down their lives and sacrifice themselves like the Ahlul Bayt to protect the Sunnah. That is going to teach you the secret of how to fight your ego and to survive in these times, because those ones in reality are teaching you how to be saved from Dajjal, the greatest threat ever to come to mankind. Run to those who are still warning against the Dajjal. Alhamdulillah that our Shaykh Sahib al-Saif, he is warning us against Dajjal and helping us to fight our egos. He is saying to us from the mimbar, the confusion of Dajjal has started. That confusion, it is not just confusion. The confusion of Dajjal is everywhere. If you are supporting that confusion, then you are with Dajjal. If you are putting one step into that confusion, one word into that confusion, you are with Dajjal. You can say whatever you want. You can sit inside the Kaaba. You can sit right in the presence of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, but there will be no safety then. So wake up to yourselves. I am reminding myself, to you and to everyone, the confusion of Dajjal is very big. The Sahaba Kiram are saying so much the Holy Prophet was telling us about the confusion of Dajjal that we thought that Dajjal was right behind the date trees. Over 1400 years pass and Dajjal is at work. He's getting ready to declare that he is Lord. This is Jummah time. We entered through this door to this world and we're going to go out from this world. We enter only through one door. There are two doors out. One door in and two doors out. Either you go out from the right side to your paradise, or you go out from your left to the hell that you are building. Welcome to you, they will say to you then. Angels will be welcoming you if you're becoming an obedient servant. And if you are finishing the tyranny, and if you go out from this world clean, the angels will be welcoming you. If not, then even shaitans will be cursing at you. Angels will be cursing, and there are special angels waiting for those. This is not a threat. This is just an order that the Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying to us. This is the order that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is warning us with. He is saying to us, remind yourself, and I'm giving you authority. Remind others. Your duty, Ya Muhammad is just to remind them. The rest, leave it to me. The Holy Prophet was crying. And he was very sad because he was saying to the people non-stop. He was seeing what was happening, what's going to happen. And he was reminding them non-stop, but they were not caring. He was crying for them. Finally, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying to his Prophet ﷺ, your duty is only to remind them. Leave them to me. They are my creatures, and I do as I like. If they become obedient to you, I will love them. If they will become disobedient to you, leave them to me. These words are for you and for me. We are asking our Lord to let us to leave this world as obedient servants and to keep us away from disobedience. We're asking for training to fight our ego and to be saved from the fitna of Dajjal. We're asking to be free and away from the cruelty and zulm that is happening all around us. We're asking to be with the Rijalullah who are showing the way to safety in this Akhir Zaman. We're asking to be with our Shaykh in this life and in the next life. Amin. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah lazim alazi. La ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum wa atubu ilayh. La ilaha illallah. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد شيء لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك سبحان قدوس ربنا سبحان قدوس ربنا سبحان قدوس ربنا إن الدين عند الله الإسلام قام الصلاة
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح قد قام الصلاة قد قام الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
سبحان الله.
على نعمة الإسلام وشرف الإيمان دائما الحمد لله.
الحمد لله شكرا.
تعالى شأنه ولا إله غير الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحانك واصلا لا إله إلا الله والله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. سبحان ربي العلي الأعلى الوهاب.
والحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأطعنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. آمنا بالله صدق الله العظيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الناس مالك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. سيدنا مولانا محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل والمرسلين وعلى الكل الأجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. على أشرف العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات. على أرسل العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات. على أكمل العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات. صلوات الله تعالى وملائكته وأنبيائه ورسله وجميع كلام محمد وعلى آل محمد عليه السلام. ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته رضي الله تبارك وتعالى سادنا أصحاب رسول الله أجمعين. وأن تابعين بإحسان ومجتهدنا المهتن ولمن متكملنا بإحسانين. وإلى مشايخنا بتركة نقشبندية العليا قدس الله تعالى أرواحهم زكيا من أمر الله تعالى بركة ورى الله تعالى بركاته وفداتهم دائما والحمد لله رب العالمين.
الفاتحة. فاتحة.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. الله أكبر ولله الحمد.
الفاتحة.
Biz Osmanlıyız.
Biz Osmanlıyız.
Tek şanlıyız.
Tek şanlıyız.
Tekbir.
Allahu Ekber.
Tekbir.
Allahu Ekber.
Tekbir.
Allahu Ekber.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Juma Mubarak, inshallah. If there's anything you want to say, say. Feel free. Say something that is going to give benefit to you and to others, or else keep silent. Silence is better. In these days, just to keep silent, that is marifat, that is secret enough, because everyone is talking. Those who are given authority, they don't want to speak. If they have a chance, if they have a choice, they say it's better. Because now there's so much confusion out there. Who is going to listen anyway? Well, those without any authority, they speak 24 hours. May Allah keep us under the feet of those ones that are serving Him and His beloved ones, inshallah. And make us to keep our silence in these days of confusion. Fatiha. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. continues with association, inshallah, with sohbat, then the meaning of Islam will continue. Without the sohbat, the meaning is not going to continue, the form may continue. Holy Prophet ﷺ, he came to give meaning. First he gave the meaning, and then he set up the form. The meaning of all 104 books is La ilaha illallah. That is the meaning. To declare that there is only one Lord. In the Prophet ﷺ's time, it was not only to make people to understand that the lords that they are worshipping, the idols, it is false. It's not only that there is no reality to those idols. What he's trying to teach them was, in reality, those idols that you make is actually representing you. It's not representing your Lord. You understand? It's representing you. It's representing your desires, your ego, your dunya, representing your shaitan. So, the Prophet ﷺ, he did not just come 1400 years ago to let people to say La ilaha illallah and to continue with their lifestyle. He did not just tell them, I'm here to bring you the form, to say this, to wear this, to go up and down, to do this, but there is no meaning to it. He came first to destroy the meaning of life as it was practiced by his people, the whole world, to destroy that meaning, because that has no meaning. The lifestyle that they are continuing had no meaning, and it was destructive, and it was unnatural. It was away from the meaning that our Creator has set for us, which is the highest meaning. So he came first to take that away. Then he came with the meaning of haqq. You cannot talk about haqq if you don't talk about batil. Impossible. If you talk about haqq, truth, without talking about batil, untruth, you're a hypocrite. That means haqq and batil, they both can be. There's no difference. They are both same. Dualism. Confusion. That is what Dajjal is teaching. Haqq and batil. No difference. It's okay. Wrong and right, it's okay. Don't judge. But the Prophet ﷺ, he came to destroy, to bring down the batil. And openly saying, when they brought down the idols, haqq has triumphed and batil has vanquished. Reciting what? The ayat of Allah. Truly, batil will. It's the nature of batil to always be vanquished, to be destroyed, to go away. And it is the mission of haqq now to bring down the batil. It's not the mission of haqq just to say, I'm haqq, haqq, haqq, haqq, haqq. And you see batil and you say, it's okay. Haqq, haqq. No. It is the mission of haqq to say, this is batil. This is oppression. So first, you have to bring that batil down. You have to say, La ilaha illallah. And to bring that batil down, it is that idol there, it doesn't exist. There is no idol, you understand? There is no reality to that. It doesn't. It doesn't speak, it doesn't do nothing. It is useless, but it is the ego and shaitan that puts the meaning there. So it is an idol not of your Lord but of yourself. Of yourself. That you take out from your heart and you put it there. And you say, this one fits to my ego. This fits to my desires, to my agenda, how I want to live my life. This fits. And the Prophet ﷺ saying, La ilaha illallah. So destroying that idol outside and also destroying the idols that are inside. Because that outside is coming from the inside. So Prophet came to destroy what they had in the inside. The first that he established was destroying those ones who are taking the rights of others. Where's justice? Justice of the whole ummat, of the whole group. Justice that he was upholding to defend those ones that they have no rights, that their rights are taken away from them. So he came now, ﷺ, to do that. La, destroying that. Say no to that idol, and that idol is an idol of your ego. That idol is not an idol of anything that exists, but an idol of your ego. So Prophet ﷺ, from the beginning, he was teaching man, his nation, and his Sahabi, and continuing, how to take that La ilaha illallah and to put it into their lives and to give it meaning. Now, La to the ilahs that you have made, except for Allah. But how are you going to know the difference between that ilah that you have made from yourself, from your ego, and Allah, that is the real one, the only one? How are you going to know that difference? This is key. Because today, people are following the ego while following Islam. They're following their ego while they're following tariqat. They're following their ego while they are in the way of Siratul Mustaqim. It's only a matter of time, it's going to deviate. So what is that key now? Muhammad Rasulullah. You understand? Muhammad Rasulullah. So now if you take the Holy Prophet as your guide, you will know Allah and you will know what is not Allah. You have to say La to what is not Allah. First you have to recognize, oh, I thought this was Allah. I thought this was Haqq. I thought La to that. With the Prophet ﷺ as your guide, then you know what is Allah and what is not Allah. That holding on to the Prophet and fighting against this idolatry, worshipping of yourself, that continued for over 1,300 years. That continued because you're holding on tightly to the Prophet to know what is ilah and what is Allah. So now Prophet ﷺ giving those spiritual meaning of Islam. How? The Sahabe Kiram, they knew that meaning because they were submitting completely to the Prophet. They did not know that meaning just by saying La ilaha illallah and continuing as they want to continue, or interpreting as they want to interpret, or taking as they want to take and leave. Those ones who did that, they finished. They finished. Those ones who are holding on tightly, that they don't deviate, he's saying now these ones, they are my successors, and I give them permission according to what is needed to take certain things and to even change certain things, because they know they are taking from the foundation. So those are given permission, because those ones, they have finished with the Prophet. They have entered into his oceans and they have finished. So your question asking why? No one is concentrating on the ego. Why you think no one is concentrating on the ego except for very few? And I'm talking about concentrating, not mentioning here and there. You talk about other things and then mention, oh, ego a little bit, but to concentrate on the ego. Why is that? What caused this nation to have such shamelessness and to leave this? First, what they did was they destroyed zikr. La ilaha illallah. They destroyed us saying that with the tongue. They destroyed. Now, the Prophet came with a meaning and he set up the form. Especially when he entered to Medina, then he set up the form. The role model of how Islamic government is supposed to be, that has been taken and used for over 1,000 years, that is still continuing to be used until Judgment Day. So that is the form that he has put. For over 1,000 years, that form continued with the meaning. A little bit off here and there, it doesn't matter. The foundations are strong because the foundations of Islam have been paid by the blood of Ahlul Bayt, by the blood of the Sahaba Kiram, by the blood of the awliya Allah. You understand? So it's impossible to shake it now. It's impossible to shake it. You cannot. Allah Himself is saying, I'm going to protect this religion. Then what happened? What happened to this then? When they came to Sultan Abdul Hamid Khan, Janat Mekhan, the last ruling Khalifa, and said, we can defeat our enemies. We can establish Shariat and Islam and Khilafat again strong. He chose, the permission was given to him, he chose to pull back. Because the hadith that is speaking to him, and this is knowledge. There are certain hadiths that is only meant for the rulers. There are hadiths for women. There are hadiths for children, hadiths for men. Not every hadith is for everyone. This is one of the tricks of Dajjal, saying everything is for everyone. And he is saying, because he is an established awliya himself, and he's saying, no, for the events of the last days to continue, for the appearances of Mahdi alayhi salam, the way has to be opened now. And he says, I'm going to pull myself back. And the Prophet ﷺ is saying, when these things, these signs appear, pull yourself back. And he did. What happened? Then this form of Islam, that without this form now, that meaning is not going to survive. This form of Islam, suddenly, in one generation and less, this form of Islam that has been built for over 1,300 years is completely destroyed. Completely. Everything that we know that was Islamic is destroyed. This is not Islam that we're practicing right now. It's just a private religion here and there. This form, this lifestyle, this civilization, destroyed. And the Muslims became headless. New heads were put that were shaitanic with a form of Islam. Muslims were fooled. They followed. Muslims who were betrayers, who wants to follow the ego and the desire, came and filled into that void, leading Muslims now further and further away from the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. So, for 1400 years, the Prophet ﷺ is saying, watch out for your enemies. You understand? Always fight against the enemies. And the biggest enemy is the enemy that is inside of you. This fight against the enemies is completely off the table. When they say fight against the enemies, you have this crazy I don't know who paid them, Muslims, to say, oh, our enemies are the Jews, our enemies are the Christians, our enemies are this. It's not that. The enemy that is inside is more subtle, is not going to show itself to be an enemy, just like your ego. It's not going to show itself as an enemy. In fact, you think it is your best friend. In fact, you think it is yourself, but it is not yourself. So this ability now to see what is haq and what is batil, once the Khilafat was removed and this form was taken out, once the zawiyas and the dergahs, they all shut down from producing people of haq, because these dergahs and these zawiyas, they are power stations that the light comes down to them and is spreading to the world. And especially the Ottomans, they were the ones who were promoting, pushing out, and making sure that everyone is understanding what tasawwuf is and protecting it. That was making them very strong. So now the Khilafat is removed. They shut down. They're hanging the sheikhs by the lampposts on the streets. And they killed off the thousands of the Ahl Sunnah scholars. And they continually killing the believers. And once those shaitanic people, they are in power, they shift now the focus of the ummah away from akhirat, away from protecting the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, away from declaring war against to yourself and declaring war against the batil, away from amr bil ma'ruf and nahy anil munkar, to uphold, to encourage what is good and to stop and to discourage what is evil, knowing what is good and evil. All that is taken away. What do you have? Now you have Muslims with the form, but there's no meaning. There is no fight. There is no la ilaha illallah. You will tell Muslims now, you know, there is ilahs that you are worshipping. What ilah? I am Muslim. I say la ilaha illallah. How are you saying that there is an ilah in my heart? You understand? Majority are saying, what ego? I'm good. I don't cheat. I don't lie. I'm good. I pray 5 times a day. I wear perfume. I brush my teeth before I come. Yeah. There are people who came in front of us and we're talking about this and we're making zikr, and it's like, I'm a good man. I come and I take shower, and this has become now, this is the form. They're thinking the form of Islam now. And the form of Islam also, has become a private Islam. Private. Individuals, private families, private nations, but no longer coming to fulfill that social justice that the Prophet ﷺ came to establish. To restore the rights of those ones that Allah are looking at them. If you don't protect the rights of the poor and those whose rights have been taken away, you are part of the tyranny. You are one of the tyrants. It doesn't matter if you're sitting inside the Kaaba, if you're sitting in the presence of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. It doesn't matter. If you're not standing up for tyranny, those ones, they're calling themselves this title and that title. If you're not standing up for tyranny, the tyrants will support you. Because you are their friends. And when tyrants support you, you have full permission to do anything you want. Because they are in power now, no? So you'll do so many things, you'll get away with it. Because there is no shame now. There is no shame. And so, it has to be a systemic destruction of things now. And it is continued over and over again. Not only the Khilafat was removed, the whole nations were plunged into colonialism. Became very psychotic. I don't know whether I'm Muslim or not Muslim, Eastern or Western, I don't know whether there's truth or battle. I don't know. I just have to go along with the flow. And the leaders that were put there after the colonialists, they are gone. It's just those ones who have been trained by them. They're not returned to what was before. It's to continue, but in a different form, in your own form. Now, we don't have to put a white man there. We can put your own person. It doesn't matter because the agenda is inside of him already. And what is going to continue after him is the same, the same, the same, the same, the same, never changing. They may say we change. They may look different. They may dress up different, but it is the same. What is that? Not holding up what is haqq. Afraid to speak what is haqq. Not fighting. So now, if you're not fighting, and there's so many things that we see, injustice in the world, and when we say haqq, we are not meaning take out the gun, take out the sword, this. No. We're meaning to help those ones who are in need of help. And if you're in power to stop wrong things from happening to people who are in need of help, you have that power, you stop. But they say we don't want to because we want more power for ourselves. So in order to fight that, we are not going to be able to have power. Don't you know? We fought so hard to be in a place of power in this city, in this country. Now, whatever party we belong to, whatever that they are saying this is what you have to believe in, we cannot fight them, even if it is against Allah and His Prophet. And they say, this is politics, you don't understand. I say, MashaAllah. For 1,300 years, Muslims don't know politics, and they were ruling this whole world. You cannot even rule your own family. And you are thinking that you know better. But this is coming back to the teachings of the Prophet, ﷺ. What to do in what situation? What is it that we need to do in this time of Akhir Zaman? This is the other thing. Because there may be so much knowledge that is coming out from everywhere, but not every knowledge, it is useful. Like I said before, if the ship is sinking, the knowledge of the stars is not useful. The knowledge of how to drive, navigate the ship, it is not useful because the ship is already sinking. But people are running after it because it gives them some sort of a high. You understand? Your house is on fire now. What are you teaching your children? Your country is on fire. There's la'nat that is raining down. What is it that you are doing? This is ma'rifat enough. But people are not understanding. They never understood. Never truly believed. So now they're running off to a different direction. But that direction is not going to save you. It's not going to save you. Because you don't know who your friends are. You don't know who your enemies are. You don't even know who is a friend and enemy that is inside of you. Why is that? Well, I know how to read and write. Why I have to follow you? Who are you? They're going to say. Who are you? I may follow Allah. I'm not going to follow you. So I'm saying, I follow Allah and His Prophet, but you're not a prophet. So I'm saying, I follow Allah, Prophet, and the Shaykh, but you're not a Shaykh. You can go on and on. You understand? But La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. That Rasul, that Risalat, to be a messenger. Yes, the Prophet ﷺ, he is the seal of the messengers. But is his message sealed? No. His message is forever. It's continuing. And then there are those who are given the task of holding that message, of giving that message, of maintaining that message. That is an amanat. But they may turn around and say, you're not prophet. Again, looking at the outside form now, not understanding what is the inside. Your house is on fire now. How do you know how to save them? Do you know how to save your family? Whole world is in fire now. But everyone's dancing and flying. May Allah keep us in safety. Safety is only under the dome of the awliya-Allah. May Allah keep us in safety under the dome of our Shaykh, inshallah. May Allah forgive me and bless you. Al-Fatiha. Assalamu alaikum. Give the tea. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now, if you're also drink something, celebrating also the end of Jumadil Awal, entering Jumadil Akhir. Those ones who are busy with other things, are they even busy with welcoming new months that are coming and preparing for those months? No. They say this is low-level knowledge. Astaghfirullah. Any questions? Any questions?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Nazim, you spray him or something? Where is he?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is closer to us than our jugular vein, how can we understand when it's said that He descends down during the time of tahajjud?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Any praise that you give to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is beyond that. As the khutbah is saying over and over again, the ayats. Anything, praise, any greatness of Allah, anything that you know of Him, He is beyond that. He is beyond that. And so, we're not going to be busy talking about the essence of Allah here and there. No, don't be busy with that. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, I'm closer to you than your jugular vein, Allah is saying, and Allah is limitless. So which? The entirety of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is closer to us than our jugular vein, or His presence, or His mercy, or His love, or His rahmat. When the angels wanted to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, angels knowing that they are going to be destroyed, they cannot even stand to see the lights, the divine lights that's coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So don't think when Allah is saying, I'm closer to you, it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His limitless entirety that is coming to you. So this is the language saying, when you're saying, for instance, to someone who loves you and you love them, say, I'm with you always. No? Understand, I love you and I'm always with you. Do you need to be there 24 hours to be? Is that what you're meaning? No. You're meaning that now, whatever that you are going through, I will know and I will support and I will help. And just as I am with myself, you are also with me. And so, the time of tahajjud that is coming down, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, now if we're just talking about, let's say, a size, if we may say, that He is a size beyond size, a time beyond time, and a place that is beyond place. We cannot even imagine. And whatever that you imagine, Allah is beyond that. To understand now how let me give you one small example. This world, there is this mountain of Kaf. This world is one of thousands of worlds, this world. Then there are 7 layers of the sky, 7 layers of paradise. Let's not talk about 7 layers of paradise. Let's not talk about the arsh. Let's not talk about what happens beyond that. Let's just talk about the mountain of Kaf. Prophet ﷺ is saying, it says, imagine now a limitless desert, limitless, as far as your eyes can see, this desert. It says, and you throw a ring into the desert. It says, this ring is your world, and the mountain of Kaf is that limitless desert. And that mountain of Kaf compared to the skies compared to the paradises compared to Sidratul Muntaha. You cannot, this imagination will blow up. This is one of the reasons why Islam is not concentrating on pictures, because it limits your imagination. Because you cannot now imagine that and have a representation of that. Now, Allah is saying, we're going to descend now. What is it? Subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to descend? No. His meaning now is rahmat, His mercy, His love, His whatever that you are asking in the time of tahajjud, Allah will give. So this is important for people to understand. Whatever you imagine Allah to be, La ilaha illallah. You still have to come to the point of La. Even if you are understanding Allah properly, it is still not Him. You cannot discover. But Allah is saying, come and discover. Every time you move, you're going to discover more. You think you reach somewhere, it is endless. You reach somewhere, it is endless. So that return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is an endless journey that doesn't stop after we pass. That is just the beginning of the return back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa min Allahu tawfiq, Fatiha. Bismillah. Say.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. How do we understand what death is properly?
First, ask yourself, what do you understand death to be? What is death to you? What is death to you? To a lot of people, they say death, I cannot have this fun life anymore. That is a death. Correct? Death means I cannot see my loved ones. That is death. Death is, the meaning is also endless. And understanding what death is what tariqats are concentrating, because the Prophet says, die before you die. To die before you die. To die, to deny, to say La. Again, how we can run away from La ilaha illallah. So to die before you die. One is leaving something. But the death, it is a doorway. The death is entering into a new life. So one you're leaving, and the other one you're welcoming. What is it that you're leaving? Do people want to leave? Majority don't want to leave. Majority hate death. Including Muslims. Muslims, can you imagine? Believers. Because to go through death is to meet Allah, meaning that we hate to meet Allah. We prefer this life. So Prophet ﷺ says, die before you die. And tariqats are concentrating, what are the things that you need that needs to die? What are the things that needs to be left behind before you enter through this doorway? So if you're not concentrating on your ego, to make that to die, your desires, to understand what is the shaitan and what is this dunya, for that to die, then you'll never understand that doorway to enter into that, the death into a real life, into a real understanding. This is not real life. This is not life. This is not life. This is an illusion of life. So, our role model is the Holy Prophet ﷺ, the Sahaba Kiram, and awliya Allah, their inheritors, reminding mankind of the reality of that life beyond this illusion of life. Once you start making a bridge to that life, then this life will become very sour to you. This life will take on the meaning. You will understand what Allah means when He says this is idleness, this is amusement, this is nothing. Because now you are starting to connect to that life. Our whole life as believers is in preparation for death. Preparing for it. We are keeping close the teachings of our Shaykh and the Holy Prophet ﷺ, because for us to be away from them, this is death. A fake life. To be with them, that is life. We're just spending our time trying to be good, preparing ourselves so that we may enter into their life. But to enter into their life, we have to cut away all the things that is holding us back from that real life in this fake life. At least the intention, at least to know I should not, I should not, I should not, I should not. That is real. Then it becomes pretty easy. Because to be separated, that is death. It's not life. If you're separated and you are in the best surroundings, but you're separated from that one that is giving you life, your beloved, that becomes a hell for you. May Allah not make us to be separate from our Shaykh, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. Anything else?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. At what point does one know if they are insincere?
How do you know if you are insincere? When you look at your intention, if your intention is for the sake of Allah, if it's not for the sake of Allah, it is not sincere. When you look at your action, and your action is according to your intention, you may say, I clean up my intention, it is for the sake of Allah. But your action now, it is not to please Allah, it is to please yourself. Then you know you're not being sincere. This is a method and this is an exercise that you have to do a lot, often, under guidance. Because if you take one step to understanding this, and one step to coming closer to Allah, there are 70 shaitans there to confuse you. Your ego is there to confuse you. The dunya is there to confuse you. You'll come up with so many questions, so many things, and it's so confusing, and you're going to leave off that way of trying to understand what sincerity is. Risalat, hold on to the one who has the message. Hold on to the Ahli Zikr. Have a guide. Then you can start walking properly with safety while there are thousands of shaitans all around you and your ego that is inside of you driving you crazy. Then you're going to hold on tighter to that guide when you understand how dangerous this is. Then he will show you what is sincerity and what is not. How do you understand what is sincerity? How do you understand it is not? Following a guide. Because you may say, a person may say, I'm being sincere. I'm trying to, for example, serve. So many times people are serving. They're cracking it these days, alhamdulillah. But every time they're coming, they're serving something. We're giving the sohbat and they're serving. It's good. The intention is good, no? But for years we're saying there is a way now, there is an adab, there is a way. You are sincere, you want to do something, but shaitan is there. There are landmines everywhere. They put bombs everywhere. You have to walk very carefully because you may step on one if you are blind, even with that sincerity. So people are serving sometimes. I'm coming to a very delicate point. That's the time they come in and it destroys everything now, over and over and over again. Yes or no? And I used to, people think I was crazy maybe. These are good guys, they're serving, and I'm yelling at them. Because now you understand that that action and that intention, it is not alone by itself. There are thousands of things happening at the same time in every direction according to that intention and that action. Thousands of things happening. So now you have to learn how to move in that. If you don't know how to move, you will crash and you will die. You'll finish. So now we come into the subtlety, the subtleness, the complication, but it's not complication in the way that is going to confuse you. Now you understand how deep it is. Okay, I want to serve, but this is not the right time. I want to serve, now I must look to the proper manners of serving. I want to serve now. Then I have to remember what it's saying. I want to serve now. My ego is saying, no, do it now. But I say, wait, there's no signal yet. Wait, it's not at this time, maybe later. And it may take you some time to learn this. It is going to take you some time to learn this. Because you're used to walking like this. Now they're telling you walk like this, and walk this way, and walk this way. And say, this is so complicated. It is not, because it is open there. Where do you want to go? You want to get yourself blown up? Then don't even walk on this way. But if you're walking on this way and you've taken that promise there, then it is our duty to show you. But that's all that we can do anyway. We're not holding a gun to your head and forcing you. We're not saying if you don't, you're going to enter hell forever. We don't threaten, we don't curse. As the khutbah is saying, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, your job is just to deliver the message. I know that you're crying for them. I know that you are suffering because of them, but they are also my creatures. Your job is just to deliver the message. That's all that we can do. Inshallah, be with the sincere ones. You'll understand what is sincerity and what is insincerity. You have to be with them. You have to be with the Ahli Zikr. You have to have a shaykh. Otherwise, these things, you cannot just read or watch something and apply it to yourself. It's like someone performing open heart surgery, watching a YouTube video and then doing like that. You cannot. If you are really wanting it, sincerely, Allah will lead you to a way, inshallah. ومن الله توفيق. الفاتحة. آمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. This much is enough. Okay, close the curtains.